Guys. Today I'm going to talk about how to make fire with only one hand. Earlier this morning, a guy in a truck ran me off the road. I was on a moped and left side of my body got pretty badly scraped up. I mean, it's nothing. It's not scraped up that bad. A few scrapes. And if you think I'm lying, I'm definitely not. That's the nicest looking one, except for these. But anyway, if you're in the woods and something happens to your arm, you know, it can be a real challenge to get a fire going. So that's what we're going to do today. Got a little bit of cattail, and I'm not going to actually start a fire today, but I'm going to do everything one-handed. I'm going to show you how to. I'm not going to start a fire because I don't want to gather the tinder, and, well, I don't want to be out here that long. I don't want to have to put it out. So, first, let's talk about ferro rods. And now I know a lot of people like to carry, they like to carry these little scrapers with them. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you have one hand, how are you going to do that? How are you going to scrape with one hand? You're pretty much screwed, unless you've got like a cigarette lighter, which you should have anyway, but if you can't use a ferro rod with one hand, ain't much sense in having it, because, I mean, to me. But what you can do, let's see, instead of carrying a striker, or with carrying a striker even, you can file off the back of your knife so it's nice and sharp, or 90-degree angle. It's just a little cheap Mora, and with one hand, take this off before it gets in the way. One hand, you can make fire with it. Let me show you. Definitely. Alright, that's the wrong angle anyway. Okay. Oh. This is definitely taken. It's going to take some doing on your part. But at least it'll work. Screw the striker. I mean, you can't baton that into a piece of wood like this. But I've heard some people will baton it into a piece of wood like that, and then you can. And that's doing some decent sparks. But another thing, if it's wet, you're probably gonna have to split cordage, or split logs with it to get dry wood. And I mean, you could grab some of these, just dead twigs, but if it's really wet, you're going to want to split wood. And I was going to use this for something, but I'm using it for something now anyway. So I'm definitely going to be fine. I mean, I'm not injured at all. Well, barely. Not severely, though. But there we go. I'm still going to keep bushcrafting. Now you just saw halfway in. And I'm hoping it'll work with this one. Then you just bang it on a tree a few times. Yeah, it's working. See that? It's a piece of wood split off. Then you can do it with the other end if you want. Then you pretty much just beat the crap out of it and you get stuff like that. And you can even make a feather stick with it if you want. Let me move the camera in a little bit. Kind of challenging filming with one hand. Not really though. It's fine. I'll do it that way so you can see it. You don't want to go too deep. You know, the worst part of all this is that I can't practice the hand drill because my hand's kind of scraped up, but you get the picture. You can make shavings, make a feather stick, do whatever. But I got a piece of cattail here. Just gonna show you. Break that sucker up a little bit. And this is just some flash tinder. Like I said, I'm not gonna get a full-blown fire going here just because I'm not gonna be out here that long. And once you figure out how to strike it with one arm, the rest is kind of simple. You just use your head. Now another method to doing this is to scrape, or can't swat the mosquitoes away with one hand. Kind of sucks. You just put your tinder down there. It'll probably help to have a smaller log, but where'd I put that ferro rod? There it is. Okay. Oop. It ain't working with the mesh metal one. Huh, that's amazing. Alright, this is just a regular ferro rod. It's not a fancy one or anything. Let's see. And you're kind of hoping that some of them will land down in that tinder pile down there. Maybe if I were to bring it up like that. But like I said, you almost need a smaller log for this. There you go. Do it once again, just to show that that wasn't just like a lucky strike. Maybe it was. There we go. That mesh metal is still over there. Alright, so you get the picture. Yeah. Yep. Like I said, I'm fine. I know somebody's gonna ask about my well-being, but don't you worry about that. I'm 100% fine. Well, 90-some% fine. But that's just a little bit of bushcraft you can do with one hand. Fire prep and actual fire. You can carve one-handed, easy. It's gonna stick. Just kind of jam it up there. It's not working too well because it's bark. Feather stick, I mean. Easy. And you could, let's see, this is going to be challenging. I'm thinking you could baton. You found the right piece of wood. This only here just for concept or whatever. That's actually my baton, so I'm going to grab it. And all you got to do is just prop it between two things. Then push the knife in at an angle at first. It is a little bit dangerous. It's not like skydiving dangerous. Skydiving is actually not dangerous, so not as dangerous as it once was. Let's see if I can baton one-handed. I think that all you need to do is get it started a little, and then you can just gotta hit it hard the first time, and then you just kind of whack it onto something. You could do that again and again, depending on how small you wanted this stuff to be. Here we go, rolling again. It's not easy by any means. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be easier than if you have just a striker, because I don't think you can strike it with the blade of the knife. I know they say you can do that in emergencies, but I'm not 100% sure. There we go. Just gotta find the right piece of wood. That helps a lot. If it's already got a split in it, use that. And another method of making a feather stick here. You want to be careful with this one because it's less stable than the other one, because you got a whole lot more to work with. If you're up here, it's more pressure. Leverage has a lot to do with it. But that's a little bit of one-handed bushcraft. And hope you never need to use it, but if you do, it could come in handy someday. So I'm gonna put my saw back in my pocket. And hop along. Hey guys, I realized after I made that video that I forgot a couple methods, and I was kind of mean to ferro rod strikers. So I'm gonna put more onto this video. After I did the first part, it made me feel, I don't know, like I was missing something. So if you really like your striker, you don't have to file off the back of your knife, I guess, but you definitely should. Makes it much easier. But let me show you something. Let me zoom in here. So now, like I said before, you could stab your knife into the ground and do it, but that doesn't work when it's wet like it is now. And it dulls the blade. It can dull the blade, and it really doesn't work with short blades. So another method of doing it. Let's see. Everything one-handed again. Take your knife, you just step on it, and put that log under there again, so you can have something for the tinder. Let me zoom in a little bit. Alright. You stand on your knife. This is kind of dangerous, a little bit I guess, but if you do it right, it shouldn't be dangerous. Then you just do the same exact thing. Just go back. There we go. It's flaming up a little bit. But it's been flamed up for, I don't know, a few times. So, let me get a little bit more here. Oh yeah, one-handed, sorry. Now you can do the same exact technique with your striker if you wanted to, I guess. I just prefer using my knife. I don't know why, I don't know. The longer the striker is, like this one, the better. This one is, it's just like a cheap piece of hacksaw blade. That's what everybody always says. And that's pretty much what they are. There. But as you can see, it's not too steady. I mean, there we go. Hope you saw that. Do it one more time. Just okay, see that? That's obviously in flames. And I'll even do it with the short striker, right here. But the longer the striker is, the better. Definitely. Okay. And if they're tied together, it makes it kind of awkward. But I don't really want to untie this, so it should work. There we go. One more time. Maybe not one more time, huh? There we go. A lot of mesh metal in there. It's just what the rod's made of. Now there are definitely more ways of doing this, just like anything, but that's just a few of the ways I like. They're simple, they're easy to do, well, relatively easy. And you don't necessarily need a saw-cut piece of wood this big. You could probably use a down tree or something. But, you know, it's always handy to know these things, in case you ever really do have one arm like me. And I can use my other arm, but yeah. You know, if you ever really needed to, it'd definitely be helpful. So, there it is. You can pretty much do everything else you need to do one-handed in bushcraft, except maybe a bow drill, and I'm going to have to try it, aren't I? No, not today. I can't think of a way to do a bow drill with one hand, with one arm, I mean. Unless you put the bearing block in your mouth and you kind of I can't split down. Yeah, I can. You're kind of like this, except reverse the feet. I can't make the other one go up. You kind of had the bearing block in your mouth like this. And then the bow was right here, spindles down, hardwood obviously on the ground, but put it in your mouth, I guess. But that would be kind of like a strap drill. But anyway, thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one.